Shortly after the oil spill, and as people began to understand that we didn't know as much as we should about the Gulf of Mexico, about the way that oil behaved in the Gulf of Mexico, BP put in place $500 million for research. And they wanted it to be totally independently awarded, so they stepped back from the process and put it in the hands of Rita Caldwell. She is a world-renowned oceanographer and was formerly the director of the National Science Foundation.
Right after the spill occurred, within a matter of weeks, I received a call from the chief scientist of BP asking to set up a research program in the Gulf of Mexico. I put together a team of scientists to be reviewers or research board members, working together to formulate the research plan, 5 major themes, focused on looking at the effects, studying the effects, finding new technologies to deal with spills, ways to prevent in the future or to respond very quickly. And this is going to run for 10 years.
Well, I believe the value of GoMRI is this is one of the first times, to my knowledge, that there has been this type of research effort on an oil spill. How are you going to make it better? How is the scientific information going to inform the response process so that we can minimize the damage?
I think the GoMRI model is really interesting because it provides a way of ensuring that money that is coming from industry is used in a way that encourages the top quality research to be done without any fear of interference by those who are providing the money. And this provides a way of ensuring that the money for the research comes from those responsible, but is used in a way that fulfills the highest standards.
I'm increasingly impressed with the quality of the work that the people that we've funded have been doing. There's a lot of flexibility in the charter that these consortia have, and I'm increasingly happy that a lot of the consortia have really used that freedom to good effect.
I'm impressed with the cooperation and interactivity of the colleagues that I see in the Gulf here and how they're moving forward to really get good answers.
This is one of the best working groups I've ever dealt with, and whether they're from Australia or Germany or Mobile, folks get along, they respect each other, and they really work in unison.
When you're able to take funds like this and go out and get the best scientists to come together, and they're talking to each other, and they're, meetings like this bring 700 to 900 people together. Not only are you making formal presentations, but you're also sitting around talking, and you gather additional information, you go back and you try things, and so it's just advancing the world of scientific knowledge, not only for the Gulf, but anywhere that we have environmental disasters, then we'll be better prepared.
And the second aspect of GoMRI, which is exceedingly important, is that there's a very strong effort to communicate and interact with the public and the various stakeholders in the Gulf region.
I think if we link the science much more closely to the coastal communities and that whole socio-economic issue, plus management and policy too, that's a significant part of this that is somewhat gets disconnected sometimes. These lessons we're learning now and that sort of connectivity and those relationships that are being built right now, I think are going to pay dividends in the future.
Outreach is really important because otherwise we can all work in our ivory towers or on board our ships. And as far as most people are concerned, it might never have happened. I hope that the legacy of GoMRI will be, firstly, increased capacity to deal with incidents like this. Secondly, a knowledge base that enables us to understand them better. And thirdly, information on not only baseline conditions, but also what happens under extraordinary conditions that will help us to understand the risks of accidents such as this and improved ways of dealing with them.
This was a giant opportunity to learn the tools to address this kind of a problem in the future.
Now, it's not just academic stuff. This is real information that we are going to use for the communities to set policy, to make better decisions in the future and to understand the fisheries of the Gulf. It's a great program.